Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. It is Binky here today and we are going to be talking, this is a topic one, and it is, dude, they should have been 10s. They should have been 10s. So it's so funny, when I started this channel, I was really stingy with 10s. Really stingy, and I was like, well, I'll come back and re-rank them. No, if it earned the 10, that guy does not. He gets a minus 10. If you earn a 10, you get a 10. If you get an A plus, you get an A plus on a test. You don't say, hey, I'm going to give you a B plus, and maybe later on after I see what everyone else does, you get that A plus. No. And so I was kind of a jerk. And it wasn't. I came from a good place, but, you know, I was still kind of new at this channel and figuring it out. And now I'm like, what were you thinking? So I'm apologizing to 4 past cents that should have been a 10. Should have been a 10 last year and they weren't. I feel pretty confident with what I'm doing now, but I think part of it is that also I own all these cents now, and the more that you use them, the more you go, ooh, I really like this, versus something that I bought that I really am kind of like, oh, I do like this, but there's things about it I don't care as much about it, you know? But we're not going to do that. I'm sticking with what I gave some things ratings on, but these ones deserve pure 10s. Now, it was funny because I didn't think I gave out any 10s last year. I was like, no, I didn't even give out one. I was so stingy. I was like, can you imagine it's Halloween and people are handing out candy and I drop in some little tiny penny or something. People are like, that's what I was doing. Not good. The only one I gave a 10 to last year was, I think you know, my hazy blue. I even checked the video. I'm like, if I did not give this one a 10, I'm just shutting this whole thing down. You can see how much I use this. Do you even see how much I use this? I love this scent. This is probably one of my most used scents besides strawberry milk from Montagne. And I'm going to be doing things later on this year talking about the most worn scents. But this one I have not worn this much this year because it's, been fall and winter winter, and now we're heading into spring. And I don't really wear this during the winter or fall. This is pretty much a spring and summer scent for me. And the way that I choose a scent, I should do a whole video on this. Actually, I'm thinking about actually doing a one a day and why I'm wearing what I'm wearing. And I may start that up in shorts. Let me know what you think. But this one, I go off of what I'm wearing and what matches. So to me, when I wear blues, I tend to wear this because I feel like it matches that. Strawberry milk I'll wear if I'm wearing something flowy. I'm artistic mind, so this is why I think like this. And that's why I almost want to do, just to show my mind on shorts. But, people are like, I don't care maybe. So there you go. But yes, I love this one. This one earned a 10. Just smelling it, you smell the sweet atmosphere. And you could smell it. It's called Hazy Blue. It was a Lost Words collection or Forgotten Words collection from Meloria. And this one was one of them. It's basically a certain word that used to be used in Korean, the Korean language. At the end of the workday, you would say this word because it was getting hazy outside and the blue was becoming like overcast because it was time to go home. And hazy blue, oh, I love this so much. I know, I love this one so much. And so I was like, if I didn't give this a 10, I am rioting on myself because it's wrong. So yes, this one was the only 10 of the year, and my gosh, it is so good. You can see the smile on my face. I still love this one. I would recommend this to everyone. I don't care if ever, I'm not going to gatekeep it. Wear it so when I'm on the train sitting next to you, smell like this instead of something else, because it gets sketchy this time of year. So there you go. So let's start with this. So basically, if you know my channel, I tend to stick with one brand for a while, and right now it's Born to Stand Out, and it's taking a long time. And so now that I'm getting the large collections out, we should be getting out more collections a year after that, so it may be a little bit more varied and excite people a little bit more. Maybe you're excited by the full series, I don't know. But let us start with one of the brands that I showcased last year in 2025 that I adore. So this is Clue Perfumery. Oh my gosh. Okay, I was stingy. Warm bulb. I own 3 of the 5 scents. I'm going to admit it. Yes, and this is one of them, and this is Warm Bulb. And this is a small group based out of Chicago, a very almost like kitchen sink kind of run place. They have a small office now, but you know, it's a small group of friends. They're artistic, and they have a friend who does perfumery, and I think they're cool. These are the type of people I would hang out with. You know, I love it. And so they created this beautiful fragrance that is called Warm Bulb. And why is it called Warm Bulb? Because it smells like one. Not the new ones, unfortunately. This is back in the day. Kind of like when you go to your grandparents' house and they'd have a bulb and it hadn't been turned on in a while. And you would turn that on. And then the dust that had settled would start to burn. And you'd get that like almost like electric spark. I mean, it wasn't dangerous. It was just like, it would boop. And you would get that electric charge and that dustiness on the bulb with vanilla, which brought me back to my childhood because I've always been interested in fragrances. And when I was a kid, I would buy oils, and vanilla was always my favorite. And there was this tobacco smoky vanilla. I still have it here from when I was a teenager. I will not use it because I'll use it every once in a while. I can't find it anywhere. And one day I may have it mixed for me. And people used to know me off that tobacco vanilla scent. People would go, Binky, when I'd walk in a room. People knew. I would put a little bit of that on my light bulb when I was a kid, and it would make the whole room smell beautiful because it would burn for a few hours lightly on that bulb. So this reminds me of it. Not because it doesn't have that tobacco scent to it. So I almost want to get like a tobacco base and then put this on top of it and totally take me there. But this is sweeter than that. So what it is this is a very sweet vanilla. Not overly sweet, but it's a medium sweetness. And you get a dusty scent to it with an electrical charge. 10 out of 10, baby. And you want to know why? I'll tell you why. Because it is one of the most unique fragrances. How do you make vanilla fragrance unique? You don't. It's been done to death. And vanilla is one of my favorite scents. Vanilla, tonka, sandalwood, amber. I live by that. I just want to roll around in it day in and day out. That being said, vanilla scents, those some of my favorites, it's not exciting. It's like it's a vanilla scent. You know, it's like gourmand, yay. Well, with this, what makes it so wonderful is that electrical charge. Is that dustiness to it. It's sweet, but not overly sweet. So it's a gourmand, but it's an artistic gourmand. How do you make that happen? Clue does. One of my favorite brands out there. No, I'm not shilling. They don't know I exist. But I would shill them though. I would all day, every day. They're so talented. They're so good. And they made a vanilla fragrance that nobody else had come up with. It's like, here's a gourmand, but we're going to make it a dusty electrical charge on top of it. Is it easy to wear? No. I have worn this a few times out or when I went to work, and I was very much aware the whole day. I'm like, ooh, that electrical charge. I could smell it all day, and I'm like, I'm wondering what my coworkers are thinking when they're stuck in a small space with me. They're like, what's burning? Nobody said anything, but it's just so curious, this one. It's just so, if you're into artistic things and curiosity and strange scents, but not too strange. It's wearable. This one may be for you. The artistry alone gives it a 10 out of 10. It should have gotten a 10, and my reasoning for not was because the longevity may not have been a lot. But back then, when I first started this channel, I'd do one spray here, one spray on clothing. That's not fair. Now I do 2 and 2, which I think is fair. So, you know, they were the growing pains. You're trying to figure out what you do. But with this one now, when I put 4 to 6 sprays on, the electrical charge gets stronger, so just be aware. But my goodness, this is a full 10 out of 10. I was lying to myself by saying it wasn't. It finally gets its day. Okay, so if you were a long-time watcher of my channel, this one's not going to be a surprise to you. I don't think any of these are. So there you go. But this is another one from Clue, and it's Morel Map. This, I rewatched the videos of them to see what my problem was. And again, Clue Perfumery. And this one is so interesting because it brought me to this beautiful place. And in the end, it brought me to a very strong memory from when I was a child. I actually almost got emotional in that video. I'm like, oh boy, which is rare for me, but I was feeling it that day, and that's okay. Let it roll. Let it roll. So this is just so beautiful. I wonder if one of the owners, or maybe a couple of the owners, are from Wisconsin, just because a lot of people from Chicago are from Wisconsin. My two best friends happen to be from Wisconsin. So I'm wondering if they're from there, because this was kind of like an ode to Wisconsin. There's some good people out there. My two best friends in the world that my ride and dies are from there. They're just good folk. So this was supposed to be like when you're looking for mushrooms, morels, and in Wisconsin. So I think somebody is from there. And for me, I get a different vibe. And that's the nice thing about artistry. And I do consider Clue Perfumery to be about artistry more than fragrance. It's art in a bottle to me. These take you to a specific memory. Now, maybe the creators, their memory is very different from mine. For me, this took me to a place when I was a child, and in the mountains at my grandparents' house courting wood. And so we'd have to slosh through in the fall, slosh through the rain, because we had a wood burning stove growing up, and we were poor. And so we couldn't really afford electric heat, so it's like wood burning stove, and it was like it didn't heat the house, and I was the furthest away. It was awful. So I would sleep underneath it sometimes, begging for the coals to kick up. But so we would have to cord wood to feed that wood burning stove. And so it's kind of funny, but you would walk through the mushiness of the mountains because it would be wet in the morning, and then you would get the smell of this. You get the smell of this. Now, there is a little bit of a mushroomy scent that I'm getting. When I first wore it, I didn't get that so much, but smelling it from the bottle, there is a slight little bit of mushroom underneath, but when I wear it, I don't get that as much. But that's okay, because it's not necessarily my favorite note, but it is. It works really well. What I love about this is the greenery. You get trees. You get like that beautiful tree vibe and lush greenery around you. And what cuts it up a little bit is there's violet in it. So you get this beautiful violet breaking up that greenery of the mushroom and the trees. And there's almost like a dampness to this, but it's not overly damp. You get those bright greens. You get those more tropical, like jungly greens, or you'll get the ones that are damp. And I don't think there's enough damp ones. Now, if you're looking for damp, this isn't fully damp. It has a brightness to it. It has a brightness, but the mushrooms kind of bring it down a little bit, but you don't know if they're mushrooms or not. But there's a little bit of a dankness to it, almost like it's a morning and you're trudging through and there's light slowly coming up. So it's light, but yet it's still kind of heavy because it's that morning. That's what I get from this. And then the florals come through to just brighten it up. This is probably my favorite green scent of all time. I don't tend to wear a lot of greens, but I really, really love this one so much. Oh, so good. This scent is so beautiful. I haven't been wearing it now that spring is finally here. Actually, it's been really hot. I am going to wear this a few times. Probably this coming week I will, because it is that beautiful and it just reminds me of my family. And it's like wearing one of those love heart love lockets. I'm not into that, but this is my way. This is my love lock for my family right here. So absolutely love it. Big 10. The reasoning why I didn't give it a 10 was because I was an idiot. I loved it so much. But yet I was like, but the longevity's not great. And it's like, yeah, you're doing 2 sprays, girl. So yeah, 9. I went from like a 9. I'm taking it to a 10. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? Don't be stingy. Don't be that stingy person. Now the last 2 are from, of course, Zoologist, which took up most of the year in 2025. So there's 2 scents that should have been a darn 10, and I'm mad that I didn't do it. So let's start with the more obvious if you watch my channel, and that would be Hummingbird. Yes, I know it's probably one of the more basic scents of the collection, and I don't care, because I think some people go, it's very safe. Yeah, it's so safe. I will always have a bottle of this. And if the company ever decides to close or ever decides to, you know, don't discontinue this, do not mess with the formulation of this one. I know Zoologist loves to change formulations. Please don't. Please do not. I will hoard these. I will go broke. I will take out a loan because I will never be without this. why I think I gave this one a 9.5, and it begrudgingly. So I did. My reasoning was, it's so good, I'm gonna give it a 9. But then I was like, you know what? I love it so much, I'm gonna give it a 9.5. You couldn't take it to a 10. This is one of my all-time favorite perfumes, especially for a floral. My goodness, I love this. I know what it's gonna smell like, and I'm so excited. There she is. So good. It's just so good. This to me is spring and summer in a bottle. This, I will say it, this, and I'm not looking for compliments when I wear fragrances. It's for me. But this is my number one complimented fragrance. Hummingbird is the one everyone compliments me on. I've been in like a bar with friends, and then somebody goes, guys, somebody smells so good over there. And I'm like, I'd like to think it was me. And, you know, and there's places that I go where I frequent, and like one of them's like, I sprayed a little bit on and I came back out, and the owner, who I know, I didn't tell him it was me, he was like, gosh, somebody smells so good. I'm like, it's me. It's Hummingbird. It's like I created it. I didn't create it. But so this one, I will say, out of Zoologist is like I said, probably one of the safer ones. And I would say everything's unisex, and even Zoologist, like, they're all unisex. I will be honest with you that this one does tend to possibly lean a little bit more feminine. And the reasoning is it's very candied, floral, and fruits. It's very honey. Ooh, so good. It's like candied honey. So it's almost like you took fruits and you took florals and you dipped them, and then you crunched into them with the honey candy glass around it. So good. You get this beautiful lemony, like cherry, just a little bit of lemon with these fruity cherry and honeysuckle with honey and peony and lilac. I love lilac. So there's the lilac, there's the honeysuckle and peony, and the honeyed cherry with a little bit of lemon to just brighten it. It's just a beautiful candied floral with fruit. I just feel so feminine in this. Like I'm like running through a field with the beautiful sundress going, ooh, that's me when I wear this. I just feel so ultra feminine in this. It's just so light and airy. It's almost, the same components are almost in Nightingale. Now Nightingale almost made it on this list, but I gave it a 9.5 just because they're so similar to me in many ways. The only difference is the rose comes out more in Nightingale, and Nightingale tends to be more of, this girl grew up and now she's wearing Nightingale, and she's more of a winter woman. She's more of a late fall winter woman. Well, this one's youthful and giggly and summer and spring. And when I wear this, I'm giggly and spring. And then during the winter when I wear Nightingale, I am that more demure woman in the background watching everything. So I love that. I love that. But oh, Nightingale was close, but I keep it at 9.5. But this one, I love this. And you can see, I can't wait to wear this. I'm going to wear it this week. I love this so much. So beautiful, so feminine, so wonderful. What was my reasoning? Again, idiot. I loved it so much. Actually, I'm not going to say that. That's very negative. We shouldn't talk about ourselves that way. I was just misinformed. Misinformed. This one is beautiful. I love it. I will never be without this. When the day comes, you know, when I go to the great beyond, dump a whole bottle of me and send homie off. There you go. There you go. It's going to be a mess because then I want hazy blue, and that's going to make it just a disaster. But anyway, back to positive things. So, one more fragrance, and that is another one from Zoologist. And I think this one's going to be more shocking to everyone because I don't think that this is a very popular one, and it should be. But this one is Harvest Mouse. Yes, I would give this a 10, and I know that's going to confuse the heck out of people. I don't think this one's one of the more popular ones of the group. I really don't. Which makes me sad. Look how dapper he is. He deserves it. So this one just makes me happy. When I first tried this one, I gave it an 8.9. I stand by those 8.9s. I gave it an 8.9 and then moved it to a 9. And I loved this one so much. This one is weaker. The way to make this one work, and you'll see I have because I'm starting to get through it, is to spray on at least 8 sprays. And if you do 8 sprays of this one, it will last you all day. It will, unless you want a little bit of upkeep. But this one isn't so strong in its notes. Like if you did 8 shots of T-Rex, man, no. This one's a lighter one, much like Cow. So, and part of me almost wants to give Cow another shot because I only did 2 sprays and it just could not hold up to it. So maybe I will do it again. But this one is just lovely. I love it so much. This is my go-to fall scent. Like I wear this in early fall, even the end of summer, early fall into fall, and it's just my fall scent. One of them. I have many, but you get the beautiful barley coming through because it's a field mouse, it's a harvest mouse, and you get the beautiful tea. There's a beautiful tea scent. There's a beautiful barley scent. There's a beautiful honey scent to it. It's just, and hay in it. Oh. And you wouldn't think that hops are like a beer kind of scent to it almost, with hay and Earl Grey, I think it is, and honey would be good. You'd think that's a mess. No. It smells like beautiful hay almost, and honey. And I just love this one. When I wear this one during the fall, I think about it the whole day. The whole day I am just so happy to be alive smelling this. I'm like, even if it's a bad day, this one makes me happy. It's like this was a poopy day, or yesterday was a poopy day. I know I don't like using, I don't want to be a trucker on here. I don't want to be a trucker. I keep the swears down. So, but if I was in a poopy mood, I would spray this on. It would just make me feel okay. This one to me is almost like a warm hug. And I would use it on those days when I was feeling kind of down, or I was wearing a lot of brown or earthy tones, because that's what I do. And I was like, I'm wearing this today. It's so strange. I know I'm strange, but I'm okay with it. So yeah, I absolutely love this one. I love this one. It's just so gentle. Don't expect a strong scent. It's not. But it's so gentle and beautiful. And if something can make me feel warm and secure and give me a beautiful hug, it deserves a 10. It truly is special. I haven't smelled anything like this. I think it truly is a treasure, and the place where I think zoologists should be in a lot of ways. In that, yes, it's one of the more wearable scents, one of the safer scents, but what I like about it is that I feel like lately in some ways zoologists has gotten kind of safe. And not with everything. They put out Ulm and Portuguese Man of War. Those were not safe. For good or for bad. They weren't. A Portuguese Man of War whooped my butt twice. But what I like about some of the older ones is, even though this is very wearable, it's very special. It's very unique. I definitely get Harvest Mouse versus like Elephant and Koala, which were reformulated, which I felt they don't really smell like the animal to me. Even though this one's wearable, it reminds me of this little guy. 100%. And so I kind of miss some of those releases, but there's all kinds of good stuff coming out. So, it just, and part of it, people are like, who are you? So you're right. I'm just one person. So you do you, and appreciate it, zoologist, what it was, what it is now, and what it continues to be. Everything grows. Everything's allowed to. So there you go. The man's trying to make a living. I can't be mad about that. So there you go. But yeah, those are the ones who should have been a 10. A 10. Longevity be damned. Whatever my crazy reasoning was, these should have been 10s. So if you were interested in what I consider a 10, throw Hazy Blue on there. Get some samples. Try them out. Don't buy the full bottle. Please don't blind buy unless you're rich or you love doing that. These are expensive. So go ahead, get those samples and give them a try. Because you might give them a 10 too. So with that, have a fabulous day, my friends.